Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a development that has caught a lot of attention in Limpopo, where a councillor in Lephalale has issued a 21-day ultimatum for undocumented migrants to leave the area. Please make sure to watch till the end of this news so you can hear the sources for yourself and try to verify what has been reported. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more updates like this, and remember to hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Now, let's get into the details. The councillor in Lephalale, a town known for its close ties to the mining industry and agriculture, recently made headlines by taking a firm stance on the presence of undocumented migrants in the area. According to reports, the councillor has given these individuals just 21 days to either leave voluntarily or face possible action, raising questions about how this situation will be handled and what it means for both locals and foreigners. This is not the first time South Africa has been in the spotlight for issues around undocumented migration. Over the past few years, the conversation around foreign nationals has become more heated, especially as communities struggle with unemployment, housing shortages, and service delivery backlogs. Residents often feel that government is not doing enough to enforce immigration laws, while at the same time, humanitarian organizations warn that harsh ultimatums risk creating divisions and worsening tensions in communities. In Lephalale, the councillor's announcement has sparked mixed reactions. Some residents say they fully support the move, arguing that undocumented migrants place a heavy strain on limited resources, compete for jobs, and in some cases, are involved in criminal activity. They see the ultimatum as a step towards restoring order and prioritizing the needs of South Africans who are facing high levels of poverty and unemployment. On the other hand, there are voices cautioning against this kind of approach. Human rights groups and migrant organizations argue that undocumented migrants are still human beings, many of whom fled difficult circumstances in their home countries. Some came to South Africa in search of safety, while others were simply looking for opportunities to support their families. For them, the concern is that the 21-day ultimatum could escalate tensions and even trigger violence if not carefully managed. It is also important to look at the legal side of things. South African law requires proper documentation for anyone who is not a citizen, but implementing these laws is often complicated. Deportation processes take time, money, and coordination with foreign governments. That means even if the councillor's ultimatum is meant as a warning, the practical steps to enforce it could be more difficult than they appear. Meanwhile, the people of Lephalale continue to voice frustrations about job scarcity and poor service delivery. With the town depending heavily on industries like mining and farming, employment opportunities are limited, and many residents feel they are being left behind. In such an environment, the presence of undocumented migrants becomes a highly emotional issue because locals feel they are competing for the few opportunities that exist. At the same time, it is worth pointing out that not all migrants are undocumented, and not all are competing for the same jobs as locals. Many foreign nationals work in sectors that are less attractive to South Africans, often in tough or low-paying positions. This complicates the narrative and shows how nuanced the issue actually is. The councillor's move has also drawn attention nationally, with some political commentators saying it reflects a broader trend of local leaders taking matters into their own hands. Across South Africa, there has been growing pressure on municipalities and councillors to act on community concerns about undocumented migrants. With rising frustrations, some leaders see strong action as a way to win public support, but this can also raise tensions with national policies and international obligations. So, what happens after 21 days? That's the big question. Will there be coordinated action with law enforcement and home affairs, or will this ultimatum end up being more symbolic than practical? Communities across the country are watching closely to see how this situation develops, because it could set the tone for how similar issues are handled elsewhere. For ordinary residents, the hope is that any action taken addresses their concerns about jobs, housing, and crime, while also ensuring that human rights are respected. Striking that balance is never easy, but it's vital for avoiding unnecessary conflict. Now, let me share a lighter side for a moment. Some South Africans have jokingly commented online that if politicians could give the same kind of strict 21-day deadlines for fixing potholes or stopping load shedding, we would all be living in a very different country. Others have quipped that even Eskom wouldn't meet such a deadline. At least humor helps people cope with these tough conversations. As we follow this development, it's clear that the debate about undocumented migrants is not going away anytime soon. The issues tied to it, from jobs and housing to service delivery and human rights, will continue to shape local and national politics. Whether the Councillor's ultimatum brings solutions or more challenges remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, this news has put Lephalale family in the spotlight. If you've been following along, thank you for staying with me till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on South African news and regional issues, and please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the Councillor's approach is the right one, or do you believe there are better ways to deal with undocumented migration? All images used in this video are for illustration purposes only. News sources: SABC News, IOL News, Times Live, News 24.